Hi, I'm Raymond, and you're listening to Insert Quest here. Today's quest is Base Raiders. This is our adventure base raiding campaign. This is Heat 3, Parisian Ball, I believe it is called.
Soiree.
Yeah, Parisian Ball. It's down there at the bottom. So let's jump into that. Let's have the players introduce themselves, starting with Ryan.
Me. Hey, everybody. I am Ryan. You might recognize my voice from the Raiderade podcast, which, if you don't listen, you should be listening to it. Today, I am going to be playing Amriel. She is a fallen legionary of heaven, formerly of heaven. Now she's part of Hell's Legion, or she was until she was summoned to Earth by an evil sorceress who disappeared in Ragnarok. And now she's just sort of puttering around, raiding bases with some people she considers to be her friends, and trying to create a cult of personality around herself so that she can maybe, grow in power and elevate her status to that of a demigod or something.
Gonna make my own hell with hookers and blackjack.
Right.
Cool. Alex?
All right. I am Alex. You might also recognize my face from the Ragnarok podcast.
Well, they won't recognize your face because we have webcams disabled.
Oh, no, they will.
I can hear his face.
Yes, listen to the contours of my face. And today I am playing Greg. He is a hyper-intelligent alien natoswarm who was sent to Earth to be a scout he was the scout for a possible colonization effort or conquering or friendly get-together, depending on how things went. But while he was in transit to Earth, his entire race was enslaved. So now he is base raiding to try to find stuff that will allow him to return home and liberate his people. And if you stand inside of him, he smells like a fart.
Good. And I'm Finn, and I'm playing Yuri, who is a former endurance rally racer, killed in a horrible crash, resurrected as a robot soldier in a supervillain's army, and then after Ragnarok, freed from that and now taken up base raiding as the only thing that can sort of satisfy my life lust, I guess. Continuing that. Yeah, cool.
Sweet. Last time you guys were in the Gobi Desert in Inner Mongolia, and you helped the AI escape after helping it complete its mission, I suppose, by destroying all the things it had to protect from falling into evil hands. You got some weird armor and some super drugs out of it, as well as some fame and some ire. So people were really impressed with with what they saw of your dynamic entry and exit. But Raiderade was disappointed that in the fighting your cameras were destroyed. And so, they gave you a bit of a talking to. They're like, we love you guys. Your theories are performing really well. The Amriel backpacks are selling like hotcakes. And the Greg cologne, the guys love it. But
and the Yuri helmets.
The Yuri helmets. But but we do have a bit of a problem. We can't. It's hard to sell you when we don't see you. You have to put in a bit of an effort to protect those cameras. We need to be able to film you guys in the act. We don't have a show if we don't have any film. You understand?
Mm.
We need that video.
Yeah.
Next time, we'll tell the psychotic AI not to shoot at the cameras.
Yeah, that's all we're asking. Throw your bodies in front of the cameras if you can.
Mm.
You guys are tough. You're not told where the next heat is taking place. At least not in the first week after completing the Gobi Desert heat. You're told that it'll be an urban environment, very populated, very dense, but you're not given a specific location or anything like that. It suggests to you that you'll probably be going to a country where base raiding is illegal and where Raiderade probably is not allowed to do a race, which, that makes things a bit troubling. But your sponsor does have request.
Which one?
So not Raiderade, your other sponsor that you
The
got.
airline?
Yeah, the airline. Guten something. Hang on. It's here somewhere. Nope. It'll be in...
Guten Erben?
Yes, there it is. Guten Eben. There are no walls anymore. Because they were they're from a former I think they're from West Berlin, I guess, because German.
Why not?
But yeah, they want to do a sort of a, how to describe. They want to do an advertisement campaign with you where it's like you travel to an exotic location with their airline and, show off the exotic locales that you can get to with Guten Abend. The problem is that they have a limited amount of exotic locations that they actually do services to. So you have... they do run flights to the Ivory Coast.
Okay, so it's not like Aloha from Newark, New Jersey.
No,
Although
they run flights to the Ivory Coast. Where else? I'm trying to think of a Southeast Asian country that's like not great to visit.
Laos.
Yeah, I was thinking Laos.
Laos, sure. They run flights to Laos, the Ivory Coast, and New Georgia.
Oh boy.
Which is an Antarctic island.
Actually, New Georgia's lovely this time of the year. Well, I say New Georgia. That sounds good.
I agree. I agree wholeheartedly.
Let's go skiing.
Georgia.
Yeah, all right. You guys go to New Georgia. With such exotic attractions as the abandoned whale rendering plant,
Ooh.
and rapidly depleting glaciers. You'll have a whale of a time.
Glaciers?
Glacier, I imagine. New Georgia.
Where is New Georgia?
It's in Antarctica.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
It's an
That makes more
island
sense.
near Antarctica. I think it's close to Chile.
You can almost feel the permafrost thawing.
No, it's up near Papua New Guinea.
Oh, really? What am I thinking of then?
I don't know.
Hang on. And
It's got a volcano. Flashback.
I mean, that could be fitting. Hang on, maps. Show me Antarctica.
It does have an airstrip.
I mean, that's fitting. That would work. It's just not what I was thinking of. Maybe I'm thinking of New Odessa.
Not sure. I don't know of any.
Something. I know
Yeah,
that
there's
there
an
is
island?
an island. I know that there is an island.
The Falklands?
No.
French Southern and Antarctic lands. I'm just looking at islands on Antarctica
Yeah.
now.
This is exciting listening, I'm sure.
Oh well, fuck it. Let's go with
New Georgia. It's still
let's
good.
go with New Georgia near Papua New Guinea because that is even more thematic to your team. Which side
the
of
volcano.
Which side of New Guinea? Wait, Papua New Guinea
It's,
or
it's in
New
the
Guinea,
Solomon.
New
It's in the
Guinea?
Solomon Islands.
Right.
So it's like east of Papua New Guinea.
There's the Marshall Islands. Is it in
That's where they
the
want us to go
Solomon
here, 'cause of
Sea?
the volcano.
Yeah, it's part of the Solomon Islands.
Oh, it's part of the Solomon Islands.
Yeah.
It's one of the towns on it.
Um,
Does it have one?
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
There's Chuchulu.
I'm not sure how much further I need to zoom in.
a fair bit.
Oh, it's real small.
New Georgia. Munda.
Munda.
Sege.
I saw Munda.
Tetepe. Pava.
It's
New
the
Georgia
middle of the
Islands,
Solomon
cool.
Islands to the west of Papua New Guinea. East.
Oh, yeah, there it is. That's actually quite a large island.
Yeah. Look at that giant volcano. We stand on top of that, I assume.
Yes.
Yeah, I should change
sure
this
if
to
it's active.
Earth. Well, there's a bunch of fucking volcanoes by the looks of it. I mean, Kulumbangara Island looks like a volcanic island.
It
I
sure
think it's
is.
just a volcano.
and I
It
met
also looks like most of
Vengunu
Georgia
Island.
is volcanic too.
Yeah.
Looks like this whole thing is volcanic. To the south, Rendova is another volcano.
So there's beautiful coral reefs and
Volcanoes.
volcanoes. You guys are having flashbacks.
Mm-hmm.
So that's
Not
the-
again!
Tell me more about this ad series you shoot. It's it's like a 5-day web series of you guys just walking around New Georgia doing stuff.
Doing tourist stuff.
Yeah. There's a zip line, of course.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Hey,
Hang gliding?
I carry you down the zip line in your poster tube.
I hop
I
on the zip line and it
almost felt the wind
sags,
down my body.
like, horrifyingly.
There's a shot of Yuri hang gliding, and then it pans over to Amriel just flying next to him.
Mhm. Us just like hiking up the mountain, which is just
Yep.
Yuri walking up a mountain, and then again Ariel flying, Greg just sort of floating along like a heavy mist.
Of course, going to one of their lovely beaches, which I assume are lovely. I mean, it has beaches.
They're probably lovely.
There's a
Yeah.
shot of they've set up 3 beach chairs and an umbrella, and Amriel's wearing sunglasses and sipping like a Mai Tai or something. And it just pans over, and there's a second beach chair set up for Yuri in his gigantic biomechanical armor.
Apparently, diving is the main tourist industry.
Ah.
Just
And
Then
then
there's
Would-
just Yuri walking on the bottom of the ocean.
yeah.
I imagine like a nighttime dinner scene where we're just like having dinner at one of the local restaurants, and then then mosquitoes and stuff are just like bug zapping into Greg. They're just like getting absorbed.
nice.
How very Bender.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then it definitely finishes with us like on top of the mountain being like, fly with
Fly, Guten Erben.
Autobahn.
And then we wave as the camera, like the drone camera zooms out real fast, and you just see we're standing on
you
the
see a
lip of
plane
this
flying
mountain.
over. Yeah, yeah.
Guten Abend. There's no ethnic violence anymore.
85% of our planes land.
Yeah, it's not a well-received ad campaign. Guten Abend doesn't know why people didn't like their variation on their normal slogan. They would have thought that was real clever.
They should definitely do an ad series with Greg, where like Greg just floats through walls, and Greg's like, I don't even understand the concept of walls.
Guten Abend. There are no walls.
After filming this web series, what do you guys do with the rest of the month downtime that you have?
So it's a full month or like 3 weeks now?
It's probably like 3 weeks, yeah.
Okay.
The rest of the time you have.
Yeah.
Well, we should probably figure out what we're doing with security.
Mm-hmm.
What happened to her?
Yeah, we should get her out of your head.
Yeah, well, actually, we did that before going to New Georgia.
Yeah, you found a laptop.
We can't just download her into the internet, can we? That would be unethical.
I feel like that could be dangerous. There's a
I'm
lot
sure
of
that'll be
there's a
fine.
lot of unscrupulous AIs on the internet, that might take advantage of her.
Mm.
Yeah, she needs to be protected. We need to teach her interacting with strange AIs on the internet.
Exactly.
Never meet them in person.
If
Never give them your ISP.
If an AI invites you to a private server, don't go. It's they're probably trying to absorb you into their consciousness.
Don't give anyone your source code.
Yeah, don't give out your source code.
If another AI offers you cookies, you do not get in their server.
Yeah, don't give them cookies. So, what are your thoughts? What are you going to try and... What kind of thing are you thinking of to try and find for security? Trying to find her gainful employment, or...
I mean...
Weren't we going to try to find her a body first? Or weren't we going to give her Yuri's old body once we get him in his new body?
I think I want my body. I think I'd rather adapt my body and keep it. So like...
I'm sure Amriel has some contacts in the underground, unless I don't have the skill that it takes to have that.
Yeah, I think that's I think there is a contact skill.
Contacts. Yeah, I don't have that, so if I know a couple of people, I don't really know how to get in touch with them.
You could try and leverage your fame, but that
I have a little bit of contacting.
Yeah. I think I'll say this: security doesn't know what she wants. She's never had aspirations. This is the first time she has been freed from her obligations. There's nothing for her to defend. She is not programmed for sentience. It's sort of an emergent situation.
Greg is going to sort of act as a counselor for her for a little while, and swap stories about first emerging as an individual consciousness entity and what that's like and how it can be jarring. Because up until he got to Earth, Greg didn't really exist.
I have room in my pyramid for another 3 points plus 3 skill. Can I buy some contacts with the skill points I've got lying around? And we'll say that
sure,
because of Amriel's rise in internet fame, she's met a few people who were like, "What the fuck are you doing? You're drawing attention to all of the supernatural creatures that you shouldn't be."
Okay, so you do. Let's do it this way. Richmond from Insert Base Here, from the Insert Base Here podcast, contacts you. He's like, "Oh hey, I know that you're busy, getting ready for your next race and everything, but the race hasn't been announced yet, so a lot of our fans are wondering about that, and you said you'd be interested in doing an interview, so I thought you might have a hot scoop, and it occurs to you that this guy might know some underground people too, so expand your contacts by linking them with his.
Sure, I will appear on insert base here.
Mm-hmm.
By the way,
Nice.
Ray, I love your caricature voice of yourself.
Thanks. Do you know where the next heat is going to be taking place for the Raiderade International series?
Now, I'm sure, out of character, I'm sure I'm under NDA about this, but what am I allowed to mention?
They have told you nothing.
Except for
should-
like, we know that it's going to be in an urban area, which doesn't really narrow it down. But
it's probably going to be a black spot mission, so a black spot heat. So a black spot heat is where the only people that know where it's going to be advance of time are platinum members on the Raiderade TV service.
okay.
And they basically are also under NDA, but the problem is it's an illegal activity. So Raiderade, when they send out the invites, they basically put veiled threats into them. They're like, oh, if you disclose the location, we will cancel your membership with no refund, and we may take further action against you and your estate.
Ha.
They basically threaten to send superpowered assassins after people without saying that. And even then, the people only find out like a week before. Like, they don't even get told the city. Normally, normally the country is known to the public in the month leading up. All it would say on the website is that it would say that it's a black spot race, but like that could be Britain, America, Australia, France. It could be Germany. Most of the Scandinavian countries are fine with selling the rights to their bases to people, but they won't let like just anyone base raid. You basically have to petition the government as a corporation for the right to salvage these locations, and you have to prove that you're going to like obey environmental laws and things like that. Where else? Canada. Canada is not a big fan of base raiding. It undermines their free healthcare.
Don't
like,
get between a Canadian and their free healthcare.
Yep. What else? South Africa is surprisingly anti-base raiding because they feel that all of the bases in their country belong to the government.
All right.
And therefore so do spoils. So there's a lot of countries it could be. You basically just eliminate all the poor countries.
Well, in that case, I will give him that. Which is probably not much more than he can figure out if he goes to the website. It's going to be. We've heard hints that it's going to be a black spot, a black spot heat. So we're going to be running on the run from the government as well.
Oh, well, we all know that. We've all been to the website. We're looking for an inside scoop, Can you share a little something, maybe? Just a little hint, a little tasty taste?
Unfortunately, Richmond, I don't really have many more details than you do. I know that it's going to be in a city. They've hinted that we should prep for urban environments, but that's about it.
Oh, a city. All right. Cool. So, I have a question. Raymond, the GM, has a question for Emriel. Has Emriel seen Alex since the Gobi Desert?
I don't know if we've had the chance to get together. Maybe we've...
Have you texted her?
Yeah, we've corresponded a few times, and maybe we've Skyped.
Whatever the base Raiders equivalent of Skype is. You've
Yeah,
scried.
I contacted her in a rain puddle.
Yeah. That would look so creepy. So Richmond says, if you can't tell us anything about where the next race is going to be, maybe you can tell us about some of the other teams. We understand that you've recently gotten your own inside scoop with the True Survivors. You and Alex, Alexander Remington. Apparently, you two have been getting close.
You know, we're both competitive people, and we appreciate that things can get a little hot and heavy out there. We try not to bring base rating into it. I know when I talk to her, it's always because I'm looking to get away from the grind and the drudgery of base rating, and I know she appreciates what that's like, and we try to leave work at work, as it were.
Nice. It's hot. So this, it goes on for a while. You talk about seemingly nothing. He's rambling, doesn't seem to know what he's doing. He's just sort of asking you, like, whatever he can think of on the spot. And then at the end, he's like, he ends the call, is like, he's doing it on Google Hangouts or whatever. And then at the end, he's like, "Oh yeah, great! It was great work. I hope we can do it again. I'm hoping that we can get enough funds together to get ourselves a platinum membership. We really want to know where the black spot race is, so that we can head on out there. Might be able to do another Q&A thing, maybe with you and the whole team.
Oh yeah, I'll see if I can get the others involved. You might want to look into crowdfunding. I've heard that there are a lot of podcasts out there who have done well for themselves.
Yeah, we've been thinking of launching a Patreon. Wink, wink at the camera, leaning on the fourth window. Yeah, he says, if there's anything we can do to help you out, you're helping us out so much, you're a big draw card. We want to make this mutually beneficial. If there's anything we can do for you, just ask.
Well, now that you mention it, Richmond, there is a little something you can do. I'm new to this plane, and obviously Greg is new to this world, and before Ragnarok, Yuri was pretty much a slave. So we don't really know many people in the underground. You have any contacts you wouldn't mind sharing with me?
Well, I mean, I could put you in contact with some people, but what are you looking for?
Well, I didn't want to mention this on mic, but
a hot scoop.
Yeah, I'm gonna like tell him little bits of the story of what happened. Not necessarily the whole thing that we colluded with the AI in the Gobi Desert heat, but I'm gonna say that we managed to escape with a copy of it.
All right, so you're looking for someone to sell that to, or?
Well, I mean, personally, I would sell her in a heartbeat, but my teammates have soft mechanical hearts, I guess, and they're not into the idea of AI slavery. So we're just looking for somebody who might be able to put us in touch with a server or a body or something that we can download this sucker into.
I mean, I might be able to get in contact with somebody. I'll shoot off a few emails. See what I get. So yeah, cool. It's gonna be a while until you hear back about a server or something.
All right.
So basically, I will think about that. Jump to next in between run thing.
So in the meantime, then. Oh, okay. Sorry. I was gonna say, in the meantime, Yuri's just got to live with security in his brain, or
No, you guys put her in a laptop.
okay. So she's like running it really low capacity.
Yeah. She's
Dude,
put herself in a
Dell AI.
zip file.
We ask her a question and it takes her 10 minutes to answer.
Who else had things I wanted to do between runs?
Well,
No, Yuri did.
well, I kind of to potentially try and train or whatever with this biosuit, which was sort of on up to what level of training is required. What do we need to do to like use it, kind of thing as well.
So the problem with the biosuit at the moment is you can't interface with it. You can't get it to connect to you. So I'm not quite sure what you're how you're gonna train with it.
Yeah, essentially, what we need to do is we would have to adapt my body.
You need to make some kind of modification to the connection. So either your brain needs to become organic, or you need to change its connector thingies. So instead of wiring itself into nervous system, it plugs into your SATA port.
Yeah.
Which is doable because it's a biomechanical suit. It has electronic components to it. But you need to make that modification.
Yeah. So whether we'd start a project to get me. I kind of like the idea of getting a squishy
you
brain.
could study the suit. That would set you up to make the modification, because at the moment you have no clue what parts of it you need to change.
Yeah.
Like if it wires itself to the nervous system, it might wire itself in locally. So like it might net into your hand nerves and your back nerves and your feet and like into each individual section all over your body, or it might plug directly into the brain. It's unclear.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well then, yeah, maybe if Yuri will start trying to, like, maybe if I find someone who could maybe have a look at it for a while.
Well, Greg has super scientists, so he could take a squiz.
I could take a look at it. Well, speaking of which, Greg wanted to spend some of this time like improving some of his skills. So I was hoping to bump up my super scientist to +4, and then get a medicine skill, so that way I could
can fix people.
Yes.
Sure. So how is Greg expanding his knowledge of science and medicine?
Well, I figure for the medicine, it would literally just be literally absorbing knowledge. Like, I'm going to get a whole bunch of biology information and download it into my everything.
Cool.
But I don't know.
That's mostly time.
Yeah.
What else?
And I will look into. So with my new medical knowledge, I will look into Yuri's evil bio suit.
All right. Cool.
And equally in that part, I'm happy if if Yuri then spends like my portion of the our wealth, of my wealth, on like the resources needed for you to like get the tools and any kind of like expertise to figure out how it works and stuff.
I
Like
don't know,
consulting with
I've
other
got
people.
plenty.
I mean, if you
But,
guys need a brain, I can get you a brain. The world is full of people who no one will miss.
Okay. So should I roll to examine the suits?
Yes.
Or is it, or do we just say that I?
So you can make me a roll to examine the suit.
All right.
And then based on
Gonna
how you
use
roll.
super sciences. So is this before or after my skill modification?
I'd say it's during your skill modification, so
Alright, so
count
I'll
as
say
before.
Before, so +4.
Nice. You run a battery of tests. You look at its like cell structure and the technological components. It's not nanotechnology, but it's similarly small. So micro technology, I guess. Micro machines. It's just little cards in there.
Ooh, I don't know why we didn't notice that before.
But is there any specific test you do, or any specific experiment?
I guess
crazy super science thing you try out? Otherwise, it's just like, looking at it.
Well, I don't want to damage it. So the first thing I'm trying to find out is that thing you mentioned before, is how it would interface with a host. Like you said, is it just one connection to the brain, or does it infiltrate like the entire body? That's the first thing I want to figure out.
It looks like it clamps onto 3 points on the brain, and then also like burrows into multiple points on the spine.
Okay.
Do you share your findings about the nervous system with anyone?
I'll share it with Yuri.
Yeah,
and
but like,
Amriel, I'm not gonna
do you
hide from
post this to like base rating super science forums so that it's easier for other people to work out how these suits work when they run into them? Like, are you sharing? Yeah, all right.
It's Yuri's suits.
Yeah, the base rating subreddit.
Bio suits.
Yeah.
Does it work for anyone?
I work for anyone with a nervous system.
Right.
You think that it would work if on a cow, if you could fit a cow in it? You could put a snake in there. It'd bind to the snake.
That sounds horrifying.
That sounds like something we need to get drunk and try.
Get a big anaconda.
Dude,
in there. While you're in the Solomon Islands, get a big snake.
Anything? We get back to customs. Anything to declare?
No. Who's this fourth member of your group?
That's
just like wiggling around.
Nate Jones.
Why is he crawling on the floor like that?
He's used to
He
not
has a
having.
condition.
He's really drunk.
He's from a planet with a super high gravity. That's just what they do.
Yeah,
I feel like in some ways whenever we
none
go
of
through
you
customs-
can get through customs.
Yeah,
if you
I'm kind of
weren't-
like,
Yeah, if you didn't
yeah, it's
basically
like
have
anything to
root
declare.
private
Yes, this robot.
airline, you'd be fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but do you guys share the information?
Like I said, I'll leave that up to Yuri. It's his suit.
I don't know. I don't really know much. I'm not really involved in those communities, so.
Well, no. Basically, do you? I mean, right now this is kind of like proprietary information. So
Right.
if we don't share it, then we have that leg up of we're probably never going to run into anyone else with a biomechanical demon suit. But on the other hand, we don't really know what we're doing. So if we make it public, we'd be more likely to get the information we need, but then someone else could build their own.
I don't think I have. Yeah, I don't feel like I have any issue with anyone getting on else. I think I'd be happy to share it,
Okay.
So,
especially because, like, in my thinking that, like, if there's other other soldiers of
Fortune.
Cybernedo doing this kind of thing.
Gotcha.
But, yeah.
So after a few days after you like post your documentation online, and people are like, oh, that's really cool. Oh, maybe this works with the maybe this is similar to the way those Japanese super lycra suits work. Maybe they also knit into the nervous system like that. Oh, this could really help with my power armor research. And then you get email from... Let me just find the document I need. You get an email from Oda. It just says Oda as the email address. And it says, I would like to arrange a meeting with you, Greg and Yuri, to discuss purchasing the supersuit off of you. I'm very interested in the way it knits to the nervous system. Yeah.
Ooh. An intriguing offer, but I'm assuming you don't wish to sell it, Yuri.
Potentially, although I guess that depends on what they're offering.
Oh. Well then,
I mean,
we shall set up a meeting.
Yeah, I think a meeting is useful at least. Intrigued, so.
Oda says that she would like to meet you in... 1 second. She would like to meet you in... I will bring up this map because that will make things easier. She'd like to meet you in Nice, which is in France. It's in southern France on the Mediterranean.
No, she can meet us in Champagne. We get to set the meeting spots.
Oh, god damn. Where the fuck is Champagne? I mean, I know it's in France. Actually, I think Champagne might be a region.
Yeah.
Actually, it might not even be a region. I think Champagne might be the name of a type of monk.
How about...
Hang on.
Can?
Yeah.
As we're doing these emails, I say to Greg, do you like Cannes?
Oh, it's a lovely city. No, Marseille.
Marseille?
Yeah, it's down the road.
It really is. It is not that... It's just like, whatever, I don't care.
Yeah, I don't want her to pick the meeting spot.
That's fine.
Right.
So, do you guys do anything else before flying to Marseille?
Have we been told yet that we're going to be going to France?
Nope.
Okay. So what a happy coincidence.
It will be quite nice for you. Guten Abend says, well, we don't actually, I mean, we could fly you to Paris, and then you could catch the train or bus to Marseille, but we don't do fly flights to Marseille.
Can we just airdrop us? You fly over Marseille?
Don't really do that kind of flight.
We tried that service in the mid-90s. It didn't really take off.
It didn't
You know
really
what?
take.
I think a train ride from Paris to Marseille would be lovely.
Right.
You catch...
All right.
Or a whirlwind European hitchhiking vacation.
So, you land in Paris.
We backpack
with
across
a demon
France.
part and a robot.
You land
That's how we spend
Wait,
our break.
land in
No.
the Paris airport in France, where base raiding is illegal. Gutenherben pulls up to like a private hangar where they like service their planes when they're in Paris, offload you And then say, so have you arranged travel across France? Obviously, you can't be seen being a demon and all. You'll be alert. The authorities will be alerted.
But she has not done anything.
Well, she has, in that she's a base raider.
Mm. Humans do
But
not.
she has-
Humans
But that
don't
doesn't
take
make
well to
sense.
supernatural.
Is base raiding a
entities.
crime, or just like if we'd done it in
act
another
of-
country?
The act
are we
of base
wanted?
raiding. So the act of base raiding is a crime, and you are in possession of illegal medical technology because you have boost patches.
Hmm.
Right. But so, like, if we've raided a base in another country, will we be wanted in France, or would it only be illegal if we raided a base in France?
They
Or
would
would that be the
probably
issue?
detain you and charge you with conspiracy to commit illegal salvage.
Yeah, fair.
So, how do we sneak across France?
Amriel has
The
has
lab.
bound her wings to her back, and I think maybe she's hollowed out part of her backpack for when she has to travel incognito and the wings rest inside.
You've got like a big, what is the word? Like a camping backpack, like the huge 20-kilo ones or whatever.
Yeah.
What time of year is it?
Should be summer, because base rating's held in the middle of the year.
Okay.
Or what
yeah,
if we
so
just tell
Amriel-
her to come to us?
In
No,
Paris?
What?
No. I think Amriel's like set up to hide her wings. I think Yuri, and I feel like maybe we sort of set this up before we landed in
Yeah.
Paris a bit.
Yeah.
Yuri, I like unload, like as we're like coming in on the plane, I like dismantle like the outer portion of my mechanical armor, taking off all the like samurai like
Parts.
armor and stuff until I'm just like a chassis kind of thing.
So
And
until
then-
you're Terminator.
Yeah, until I'm Terminator. And then I just like go into another compartment, open it up, and then like put on a motorcycle helmet and then full leathers.
Yep.
Okay.
That happens in Sarah Connor Chronicles. One of the Terminators gets all the skin and everything burnt off, and so he just puts on motorbike gear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Put on motorcycle leathers. I chuck a helmet to Amriel.
Are we gonna bike across France?
Yeah.
Motorcycle ride across
we
France.
are. Yes, we are.
Get a bike with a sidecar and put a little and close the canopy on it, so Greg's just in this like cellophane.
I think
That would
we could
probably
probably
stand
put
out a
Greg. No, Greg could probably sit in one of the like one of the patty like sad bags.
The panniers.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
works.
And yeah, I think we could probably have arranged with Raiderade to have gotten a decent tour bike.
Yeah. They'll
Big,
actually they get you a BMW touring bike.
Yes,
just,
that is exactly what I was thinking.
just covered in Raiderade logos and like skins and stuff.
Amazing.
Yes.
It's just a cover. You've got some of those the hovering camera drones with you.
Right.
And they're like, we don't want you guys to reveal on this race that on this film that you're the Ethereals until you reach your destination. Okay, so keep those helmets on as much as you can. We'll cut it all together as an ad for an upcoming event.
I requested base raiders of Raiderade. Could we just have a red bike, maybe, without so many decals?
I guess we could add the
Might be a little bit
Raiderade logos in post.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, you know, we make it one of those ads where it's kind of a bit ambiguous what it's about to start with, and then when you get to the end, you know what it's about. You know, like it's kind of just a bunch of cool bikers
All right.
touring across France.
Well, it's got to be in the Raiderade France colors. So it's got to be blue, white, and red, with green bordering. So we'll do like a green. We'll get some green. What are they called? Rims for the tires. I don't know if they're called rims in tires. Spokes, whatever. Wheel bits.
Wheel. It's just wheel.
Wheel.
I think.
Wheel.
Yeah. Wheel and
We'll have
tire.
we'll have green. We'll have green wheels. We'll have the red, white, and blue for the body, and then you'll just look patriotic. Then at the end, you'll show off your Raiderade-ness. We'll use that to advertise a French event in the future.
Our Raideratitude.
Ryan, I forget. Other than the wings, is there anything that sort of shows that Amriel is a demon? Like, does she have horns or
She's
anything?
incredibly tall and is ugly as sin.
Yeah, one of my aspects is ugly as sin. So
well, but I mean, you could just be a really tall, ugly person.
Yeah, very true.
But it's not, so you don't have like horns or black skin or anything like that.
I kind of always pictured her with red skin.
Okay.
She probably does have horns.
Then just keep that helmet on.
Yeah.
You just drill some holes in the helmet, and then once you put the helmet on, you put some putty around it, and it looks like they're grafted onto the helmet.
Sounds good.
So I imagine in this, it's kind of like we come into land on the plane, and it's like Yuri comes out with a helmet on, chucks one to Amriel, and then it like cuts to like the hangar bay, and then like the garage door just opens, and then we like tear out on this tour bike
on the bikes.
Yeah. So the ad is just like shadowy lit figures walking in a plane inside a plane's cargo area, and then like two bikes rip out of the plane. And then it just like is shots of you riding through France, and then you get to Marseille, and you pull up near the water. I assume there's a harbor.
I take us on some off-road tracks as well. We definitely don't just stay on the road.
Yeah.
We pull up in Marseille.
You get to the harbor of Marseille, and you get off the bikes, and you pull a Raiderade out of the pannier. And there's like
toss one to Amriel.
Yeah. Amriel takes off her helmet and just like quaffs the Raiderade, just downs the entire thing.
Nice.
Is this the French brand or the Western European brand?
It's probably French. Let's see what French
champagne
soft drinks
flavor?
are. No, French soft drinks.
I'm curious about that now too.
French soda brands. Soda in France. Fruit drinks are more popular. Ginny, a bitter lemon soda.
Sounds good.
Owned by Schweppes. Apparently, orange shit is real popular. Orange and citrus.
They have a lot of regional colas in France, apparently.
Oh yeah, Caribbean soda. Royal soda is a Caribbean soda. Several flavors: banana, pomegranate, anise, pineapple. Yeah. Ooh. Banana soda. It's banana flavored.
Okay.
Coke is the most popular soft drink in France.
So
with 52.3% market share and volume.
Maybe it's just cola
Orange,
flavored.
Gianna, Schweppes.
Is the orange stuff like the next popular?
I think so.
All right, so maybe orange then.
They have a mint flavored soft drink too.
Let's go with like it's just citrusy. It's nondescript citrus.
Orange flavored, orange color flavored.
Which is the thing
like
that Red Bull
orange soft drink jar. Yeah.
They had the citrus flavored Red Bull. I was like, is it? Is it citrus?
They also have a Mecha Cola in France. It is a Muslim-directed cola produced by the Mecha Cola World Company.
Huh.
Mecha
That's
Cola
a
World.
thing.
That sounds amazing.
I assume it's Mecha as in like MECC,
Yes.
as opposed to MECH.
ECH. Yeah.
Mecha Cola.
I mean, Mecha Cola is probably a thing in base
You could have Mecha Cola.
Yeah, Mecha Cola. It's for the Muslim mech warrior team. They've got the giant scimitar and an AK.
So we have General Orange flavored Raiderade.
Yes, citrus. It's not even orange. It's just citrus. French edition.
Yeah, so we pull all those out. We like crack open the pannier. Greg floats out in the sunset over the ocean.
Much better. Greg rapidly changes shapes in his form of stretching his muscles after being confined to the bag for the entire trip.
Nice. You see a police officer on a bike ride past, and he does a double take as you realize, you're openly displaying your base raideriness on a major street in France.
Well, once they've gotten enough footage for the ad, I think Amriel puts her helmet back on.
Yeah, cool. And then you ride to this meet.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cool. So you come to a small cafe on the harbour. I assume Marseille has a harbour.
It is coastal.
Yeah. I think it's like a
We'll go with you.
resorty kind of place.
It certainly looks like there's a harbor.
Yeah, so you find there's a little cafes where she said, sure, we'll meet in Marseille. Meet me at this place.
And then Greg goes, no, we'll meet you at this other place.
Oh, God.
Yep.
Fine.
Choose a smaller cafe.
More cramped.
Down the street.
Greg accidentally downloaded one or two spy novels while he was surfing the internet.
Oh, God.
They just got bundled up.
Yes. So, you spot what you assume is Oda, because now you recognize Oda. Oda is the head of the Valkyrs.
Right.
And you see her sitting there drinking coffee, you assume? A cappuccino or something? Whatever they drink. Well, that's what she drinks. She's some kind of Nordic woman. She's drinking a cappuccino.
Mm-hmm. Good. We go and sit down.
You going to keep those bike helmets on? I suppose you have to, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
Amriel doesn't say anything. She just gives a thumbs up.
Look, I want to buy that organic supersuit that you were talking about on the forums.
Why?
Yeah. We're potentially willing.
I have an interest in its technology. How much of it is mechanical?
I looked to Greg.
How much of it is mechanical?
10%?
Yeah, I tell her 10%.
Would you consider those mechanical components vital to its operation?
Yes. I assume.
It still could be useful. You don't know for sure. You might be able to work around it. You hadn't thought of it till just now.
Well, I already answered her.
I might be able to work with that. I'm interested particularly in the fact that it's organic armor, but I really am very interested in the nervous system interface. That's something that I and my people are quite keen on learning more about.
Your people?
What do you mean, your people?
The Valkyrs and the research team behind us.
Right.
They are based in Iceland, even though they are not from Iceland, because Iceland basically has, like, in the world of Base Raiders, in my world at least, has exploitable medical experimentation laws. So everything the Valkyrs do as Base Raiders is legal, and they can't be arrested for it in other countries because they are performing medical trials.
Right.
And they never use directly salvaged base raiding stuff. They always render it into something else first and then use it.
Yep.
Which is also why they don't use, like, super tech tanks and laser cannons, and why they just have assault rifles.
Yeah.
Right. And what are you interested in offering, potentially?
Well, there's a reason that I called you originally to Nice. That's where we're prepping. I am confident that the Black Spot race is going to be somewhere in France.
Right.
Didn't you
Well, that
guys
was
just...
free, so...
That's what I'm doing to entice you. I could offer you more information about the base. In fact, I could offer you our entire dossier, plus a substantial payment. I could pay you in modified boost patches, or I am willing to offer you our services as base raiders. If you know the location of any bases, we'd be willing to hit it up for you and give you the entirety of the profits from that base.
It's not a bad deal.
No, it's a great deal.
Potentially not a bad deal.
Assuming that we can trust that the data they're giving us is authentic and that they're actually going to give us everything they raid from the base and not just what they feel like giving us.
It also raises the question, why does she want this so badly?
Well, it's kind of their jam, I guess. Okay.
Yeah, but there's plenty of things lying around that could be their jam, but, like...
Sure.
Well, I mean, a neural interface like this would let you, like, fuse with a mech suit and pilot it as if it was just you were just walking around. And probably they can market it to prostheses, prosthetic limbs. There's probably a bunch of applications.
Okay, well, we'll consider that, I guess. And
out of character, do we know? I know we don't know where the next race is going to be. Do we know when they're going to tell us?
You do not. You've never done a black spot race before.
Okay.
Because it's not really a thing on the amateur circuit, because, like, the amateur circuit is always illegal.
Yeah.
Like, you never have the capital. Even if you're in Chile, you never. Brazil, you never have the capital to buy the rights from the government.
yeah.
So you're always doing your base racing illegally when you're an amateur team.
Right.
How far out from the race are we at this point?
Maybe a week and a half. Like, you want to know in a week.
Yeah.
Like, it's going to take, if it's like in the if it's in, like, Australia, you'll need like 72 hours at least to get there, because you have to get all your gear onto a plane. You have to plan an illegal entry into the country, so you have to falsify a flight plan. Like, all the countries where it's illegal also have strong air defense systems and anti-terror laws. So it's like,
well, I mean,
there's an unregistered plane flying towards us.
Well, no, we have an airline sponsor. Getting into the country is easy. Getting out of the airport is the tough part.
It's easier.
Sure. Well, I can just like go in someone's luggage. I don't care about that.
Okay, well, we'll need to deliberate on this for a little bit and get back to you.
All right.
Good.
Don't keep us waiting too long. I'd like to know before the race starts.
Yes, obviously. Otherwise, there's not much in you giving us information before the race, like after the race starts.
How would we know that the information you give us on the base is accurate?
You'd have to trust us, wouldn't you?
Yes.
That's it.
Fair.
She finishes her coffee and walks away.
Well, the suit is yours, Yuri, but I do not know.
I don't know either. If we knew of a base that
I
we
bel-
wanted, then that would make it easier, but we don't. So it's kind of, we don't have... What we would have to do is, if we did the trade, we would trade it and then take them on. They owe us a base.
You do have the list of bases and stuff that Portal's connected to from Professor Nebulon's teleport log.
Yep.
There was all the like hub cities, and then there was like a bunch of personal bases that he had the teleport coordinates to, presumably his super friends.
Yeah.
Were those like geographical coordinates, or were they just like...
They were the names of like superheroes' bases, like, you know.
But so would we know where they... Like, would we be able to tell them, oh, this base is in, you know, New York or whatever?
No, you'd just be able to say... You'd have to, like, do a research check to try and extract that metadata from the log. Otherwise, you'd just be able to say, oh, you know, it's King Fireface's Furnace of Solitude.
Sounds like an
I feel
awesome
terrible
place.
for any. Yeah, I feel terrible for any superhero or supervillain, for that matter, who has the name King Fireface.
You never heard of King Fireface? It's that really popular DC hero. He comes from the
His powers and his face is on fire.
He comes from the planet Prometheon. All of his people were wiped out in a horrible grease fire. Marlon Brando sent him to Earth. You'll be a god to them. They won't understand you.
It's Yuri's suit, so it's up to him. But I feel like, Greg feels that this could be because they're going to get this technology and then they could use it against us.
Yes.
Unless,
and I kind of feel that the Valkyr are up to something else besides the base rating, because they don't seem to be trying all that hard.
Yeah.
No. Also, this is a thought that hasn't occurred to me. But how does the scoring system for this base rating league work? Do we just get points for each win, or is it really just matter who wins at the end, like who wins the final race?
Yes and no. You get points for each win, but also by winning bases, the more bases you win, the more likely you are to win on the final base because you have more gear and you are a better super-powered being.
Yeah.
So
But I
you
mean, yeah,
guys will naturally be at a disadvantage because you haven't competed in multiple years. But by the same token, you got a bunch of shit this season, and everyone else has gotten nothing.
So we're winning
if we win
on paper.
Yeah, but like it's not the case where if we win the next 4 races, we're guaranteed to win, regardless if we lose the final race.
Yeah, it's just a matter of leveling up by getting more stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool. My gut says no, because I'm kind of attached to this, and I trust the Valkyries that they would honor an agreement that we had with them, but I don't trust what they would do with it.
Yeah. Unless the only thing I'm thinking of that might make it worthwhile is if we make our condition of giving it to them, their payment is to drop out of the base race.
I don't even know if that's going to help anyway, you know?
Yeah, so for example, the TKS Super Race team, they're doing this to get more shit to build prototypes, and then they sell advanced motorsport technology. They take it from being this sort of beyond human comprehension super science and render it down into stuff that people can comprehend and then use in Formula One.
Yeah.
The true survivors are in this for the thrill and the fun of it, and to make their lives more enjoyable. This is their retirement. They're doing this. They're not trying to become rich people. They are just trying to not be bored on this earth. The Valkyries haven't really revealed what they're doing. They've tied to some medical research thing, but they haven't released any medical technology, or anything like that.
Yep.
Is this the first year that the Valkyries are doing it, or have they competed in previous years?
Valkyries have competed in previous years. They got banned from competing the year before last because it was alleged that they
caused someone's death.
They had caused the death of someone from another team. So they didn't compete last year, which is why the True Survivors won. And then Gresha La Orleans dropped out this year before, a week before the series started, which were the cycling super team.
Yeah.
Heard from them in a while.
Yeah, so fuck them. That's what I say. This is ours. They can shove it. We know where we win Paris now, or in France now.
Yeah.
Indeed.
That's good enough for me.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Good. Let's figure out where we should go now, because we're currently in the middle of France.
Well, not in the middle.
Well,
you're on the outer edge of France.
We're in France, and we need to get somewhere safe-ish.
There's a shipping container full of your shit sitting in airport in Paris.
Yeah.
Yeah, where would we... Can Raiderade sort out... How do we... Yeah, what do we do if we're in a black spot? How would you go up? I don't know. That's me. We're no, I don't know. How does black spot races work?
You could contact someone in the underground and ask them to if they have a place you can stay. Everyone, the underground is very much a strong community in that, they're not going to let you get captured.
Yeah.
And they're not gonna if they say, yeah, we'll give you some place to stay, it's not gonna be horrible. It'll be you won't have a lot of trimmings, but they might have somewhere.
We could potentially kill 2 birds with one stone and try and, find someone, and also try and find someone for security.
Yeah, what do we...
If you contact the underground, in France, the underground has a really strong presence in Calais, which is where the channel and stuff is over to Britain. And the reason that they have a strong presence there is they've basically united with the refugee community.
Yep.
So they help out the refugees help out them. Refugees of all kinds, extra-dimensional and fleeing from the Middle East and Syria and all that business, which is only worse with superpowers and shit.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah. Well, I have no problem contacting the underground. I say we find the nicest hotel we can, just sort of hole up for a week and order as much room service as we can stomach.
How are we going to get a room?
How are you going to get a room?
I don't think any hotel's going to let 2 motorcycle people with helmets on.
They'll see you walk in, and then when you don't immediately take off your helmets, they'll call the police, and then soldiers will swarm.
That seems like a bit of an extreme reaction, but then again, we don't live in a world where there are legitimate supernatural beings and superpowers. So.
What if we got someone from Raiderade to get the room for us, tell them to make sure it has a balcony, and then Amriel, you can just fly us up to the balcony, and we'll just go in that way.
Well, we would also have to check in at the desk and stuff.
No, that's what I'm saying. Someone from Raiderade does that.
Okay.
Or we could just camp out, I guess.
So, guys, I have a quick problem. Windows 10 is horrible, and it wants to restart my computer.
Yay.
So I can restart now, or I can buy myself another 15 minutes. So we'll try and wrap up this in the next 15 minutes.
All right.
And then, yeah.
In that case, why don't we just fast forward? They tell us where the base is, we break in, we take everything, and we win.
Ding.
So...
Can we assume we just find somewhere to hang out and then...
Yeah, you head to Calais, and they hold you up, and then you find out that it's going to be in Paris. You get told that it's in Paris 4 days before you need to be there, and then later that day, you get told it's going to be a super team-up. You're going to have to get together with TKS Super Race Team. You guys are going to have to compete together.
Essentially any one of the options would have been excellent, to be honest. But TKS is...
it makes for the best television, but Greg is actively...
See, now I would have preferred the Valkyries at this point, yeah.
Yeah.
You could try and petition... you could try and petition the race...
Dear raid committee, I might murder our teammates. May I have may we mulligan?
Let's do this.
So can I research to see what I can find out about any possible bases in Gay Paris?
Sure, make me a research check.
I will do that. +4. Although, well, yeah, I haven't... Yeah.
So a few... earlier this year, during a bombing, there was a bombing at a Paris event. And thankfully, no one lost their life, although there were many people injured. A base was found underneath a metro station. That base had a lot of old stuff in it. Reporters were saying that it looked like it was from World War II or something like that. The whole metro line was cut off from public access, and then the French government supposedly excavated a lot of stuff. Since then, there's been rumors that there are other World War II era bases scattered under France. Most of the World War II bases after Ragnarok were like people thought, oh yeah, there's probably heaps of World War II base ruins. It was showing that the ideal and like supervillains pretty much revamped all that stuff. Like they either got rid of it, filled it in, and like harvested it for their own purposes, or just continued using it and it got turned into a newer base. So the only real places with concentrations of World War II bases are London, Paris, and Italy. There's a lot of bases in Italy, Austria border, like in the Alps there, allegedly.
Okay.
So now, like, there's this whole thing in Paris at the moment of like people trying to find these bases. A lot of like amateur base raiders, but also like just generally urban explorers who think. Who are, contracting themselves out to historians and collectors who want World War II artifacts.
Yep.
So it could be that there's multiple bases in Paris that you could have to worry about.
Fun. So question, logistically, if there are multiple bases in Paris, is there a specific one we have to raid, or if we raid any of them, does that count?
You will need to raid a specific one.
Okay.
You haven't been told yet who it is or anything. It seems like Raiderade want to pull a surprise on you.
All right, so they're milking it for the drama.
They're keeping it close to Paris. You're pretty sure it's going to be a World War II base. Yeah. And you have some reports that it's tied to an ultra right-wing group has been making a lot of overtures online since like you guys found out. There's been a lot of posts about like, oh, the damn base raiders coming in here trying to fucking steal all of our shit. Just more goddamn foreigners coming here to take from us hard-working Frenchmen. Diluting our strong European culture with their extra-dimensional bullshit. This is why we need to bomb the Tunguska site. All these refugees from parallel Earths coming here, taking hard-working Europeans' jobs. Oh, it's ridiculous.
Great.
So maybe they have an ulterior motive in posting this. They could.
Wait,
might
you mean
be
Raiderade or the Nazis?
The conservatives, yeah, the Nazis.
Oh,
they probably have they probably worried that their shit's gonna get messed with.
So how did
Let's
they
go mess with
find
their shit.
out?
Sorry, what was that?
How did they find out? Like, did Raiderade make it public that it's going to be in Paris?
Raiderade did not make it public. They probably just like started. There was some chatter. Probably someone has had their account permanently suspended by Raiderade.
Gotcha. So like Raiderade only told the ticket holders, and one of them blabbed.
Yeah, or maybe somebody on the team on a team let it slip. They didn't exactly ban you guys.
Yeah.
You make them money.
Well, like half their teams are already in France. So okay. So World War II bunker somewhere in Paris. We have to make sure we find the right one.
Indeed.
Also, we can't overtly murder TKS Super Science.
Or potentially murder TKS Super Science. Or cause the murder.
They have to have an accident.
You'll have to work with them. When they find out that you guys are teamed together, they actually send you a location in Paris. It's near the. Looks like it's probably a what is the word I want? Like a mechanic shop. So they probably like paid someone. They're like, if you guys can get your shit on a truck here, we've got a workspace where we can get started. We're gonna have to overhaul your vehicle, so that you guys can keep up with us.
Oh.
We'll also have to discuss how we're gonna split up our crew. We should probably have members from each crew, each team in each person's vehicle. Also probably want to look at dividing up our gear. I think this is going to be a sprint to the finish race, where the one day kind of boost as opposed to what we had last time.
Yeah.
But we can discuss that strategy when you guys get to Paris. See.
I mean, they can have as much of our gear as they want. We don't really have any.
Yeah.
Well,
other than Yuri himself.
hey.
And they seem to think that Yuri needs to be overhauled.
Well, I'm kind of fine with that.
Yuri's car.
They're worried that your car's going to be too slow, apparently.
Despite the fact that I've outrun them twice.
Yep.
They probably just want to get under the hood.
To be honest, I'm fine. Because what's under the hood is just a whole bunch of engines.
Yeah, they're like, God damn, we got pieced by a... Yuri built this car in a cave! The box of scraps!
With a piece just a can of WD-40 and some wire.
And lots of duct tape.
So much duct tape.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. To be honest, I don't really hold much against them, but so I'm fine with working with them.
Cool.
I'm really the only one, or Greg is the only one with a grudge because they threatened to destabilize his molecules.
Greg just got so vindictive against them.
They threatened you. You don't understand. Threatening to destabilize someone's molecules. If part of the cloud were to even think such a thought, it would be ejected from the Gestalt and left for the hunter storms.
Right.
It is a serious offense for my people.
Punishable by...
Those are certainly words.
So you get farted out of the fart for breaking the fart law?
And then you get blown away in the wind.
For breaking wind.
No, you don't get blown. No, the hunter storms don't just...
break wind.
The hunter storms don't just blow you away. They disassemble you on a molecular level and add your mechanical biological energy to the
I will add your
monstrosity that fuels their whirling hate.
Right. Sounds kind of similar to the other cloud. Just whirling hate rather than whirling ambiguous motives.
The Gestalt does not whirl. It hovers.
Right.
It churns. They're completely different.
And what emotion does the Gestalt embody? Inquiry?
It doesn't really... yes, inquiry. As far as that is an emotion.
Whirling hate versus hovering inquiry.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know which one I want
Right.
more.
You know how Eskimos have like 100 words to describe snow? That's like what Greg's people have to describe the movements of clouds.
Yep.
It's just there aren't even words in human languages for some of the nuance.
I don't think there's words in human language for almost any of them.
Oh, yeah, probably not.
All right.
Yeah, good.
All right, so we'll cut it a bit shorter than I had intended there, but I didn't know my computer was going to demand to be restarted.
By the way,
start me now.
Did our consequences from the last game go away?
Yes, they would have, and your fate would have reset.
Refreshed,
yeah. It's either at your starting, or if you've somehow gotten up to above by me giving you fate points, then it stays at above.
Mine does not.
So it only reset. So it resets if you're below your starting.
Yeah, I was at 1 in my refreshes too, so I just bumped that up.
Cool.
Yep.
So yeah, next time we'll jump in. I probably could have just done another stream after we'd finished, but I didn't know how well that's going to work. So we won't try out the new outro just yet because we don't have enough time to mess about with that. But how'd you guys find this one?
It was
Good.
fun.
I liked it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. All right.
Yep.
Before the next,
we'll do some point spending before next. We'll do that in the chat.
Yeah, indeed. I'll talk to you guys when my computer starts back up. It might take 5 minutes. It might take half an hour. So we'll see how we go. But yes, so I will talk to you guys later. Farewell from the past. I'm Raymond.